Well, CoastLife, I know we're sort of in the middle of tax season here for last year's taxes, but some of us are already turning our eyes ahead for many reasons. And to help us out in explaining why and what you should be thinking about and carefully navigating that horribly confusing system are our friends with Delaware Community Foundation. We have Mike DiPaolo, the Vice President of Delaware Community Foundation, and Brian Stetina. And Brian, explain your role a little bit in why you're here joining us.
Yeah, so I'm the Director of Operations for Fallcast, and we're a CPA firm, and we're in Dover, Delaware, Ocean City, Maryland, and Rehoboth, Delaware. So we're all around the state. So I'm kind of here to help kind of guide you through some of the really cool things you can do with the tax situation, and be partnering with the Community Foundation in that way.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, Mike, why don't we also start with you a little bit. Explain what the Delaware Community Foundation does and how you help the community.
Certainly. So the Community Foundation, the Delaware Community Foundation, has been around since 1986. And we help individuals, families, businesses across the state with their charitable giving. And folks across the state have established scholarships, donor-advised funds, and other funds that really benefit the community, whether that's to support the arts in Delaware, to preserve open space, to support education. And we give out about $30 million in grant funding across Delaware every year.
Fantastic. Well, like we said, we are sort of in the middle of tax season for this year, but you guys already have some eyes facing forward to next year. Why is that? Why is that important?
Well, people were saying, well, I'm in the middle of doing my 2024 taxes, but you know what? You have to plan. And it's never too early to plan.
Yeah.
And so now we're in 25. We're almost to April. What's going to come to me in the next few months where I can do something now to be ready for it? And the Delaware Community Foundation has a lot of opportunity where you can do some charitable giving and really benefit. And they're really good about oddball kind of things. So one of the things that we talk to clients about all the time is, hey, you can gift some stock instead of gifting cash. Okay. And here's a little tidbit, that if you gift, a lot of people say, well, I got to go sell stock in my portfolio to give cash to the organization that I want to give to. Well, no, you don't, because if you sell your stock, you have to pay tax on that. If I give somebody stock at the Delaware Community Foundation for a fund, I get a donation for the fair market value of the stock, and I don't have to pick up the sale and pay tax on it. So it's like a double benefit.
I see.
There's things you can be doing now to plan for that.
Nope, that makes perfect sense to me. What are some of the other things that maybe you kind of look for as far as, maybe life changes when it comes to taxes between now and next year?
Right, you could be selling your business. You could have a divorce. True. You could lose a spouse, you could lose a business partner. You could sell a property. You may not be thinking about it, but someone might come across and say, hey, I'm really interested in this property. Well, the price is right, let's do it. Now I've got this huge tax bill that I got to pay. What can I do to mitigate that? And that's where the Delaware Community Foundation comes in.
Absolutely. So you kind of mentioned those oddball gifts and that charitable giving. Why is that charitable giving piece important when it comes to tax season and something to be mindful of?
Well, certainly it does help relieve your tax burden to a certain extent, and it certainly can. And what's really important, though, I think, is that most people think charitably. Most people want to help the community. Most people have an idea of what they would do if they were ever faced with a situation like that, whether they inherited the money, whether the sale of a business. And that's what the Community Foundation is there to help you do what you want to do, and to help the part of the community that you want to help, whether that's housing or education, a scholarship, the environment. We're here to do that. We work with folks like Brian all the time to help make that a reality for folks and to provide that relief that they may be seeking as well, that their accountant or someone may be telling them they should try to do.
Right.
A fantastic resource for so many of us here along coastal Delmarva. So if people do want to get involved with the Delaware Community Foundation, whether it's sort of as somebody who benefits from what you guys do or as somebody who wants to get involved and help, how can they do that?
Well, we have an office in Lewis, right in downtown Lewis on Savannah Road, and we do have an office in Wilmington. We're online at delcf.org, and you can give us a ring right in town. We're right here. Happy to come to you. Happy to have you come join us in Lewis.
Fantastic. Before we let you guys go, anything else to add there, Brian?
Yeah, I just want to say one thing. When the Delaware Community Foundation, you have charitable intent, right? A lot of people will say, I want to set up my own foundation. the Brian Stetina Family Foundation. Well, that's great, and it's wonderful, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of administrative burden. There's required distributions you have to do. Well, here at the Community Foundation, they do all that work for you, and you can still have the Brian Stetina Fund and still have input and be able to do all the things you want to do with that money, but not have to worry about all the administrative process.
You let the experts hold your hand.
Let them handle that.
Yeah.
And you still get everything that you wanted.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. I just know I like to give back.
There you go.
And you get to have all the fun of giving the money out.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in again and talking to us, not only about the Delaware Community Foundation, but just what you guys do and how you help support the community. And Brian, the advantages that you've seen working alongside them.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course, of course. Well, we know you've got some more questions. Taxes aren't the only thing that's confusing out there. Real estate can be too. We've got some more experts to chat with when CoastLife gets back.